bridge that gap between a developer and a company, which is trust, reliability, flexibility, all of that.
Welcome to Jumpstart, a place to have conversation with entrepreneurs.
Mumbai, the city of dreams.
Hi all, welcome to Jumpstart, Season 1 Mumbai. My name is Rashika and I am here for hustlers like you and me to stay inspired. I'm going to get us 10 entrepreneurs and their stories to help us stay motivated on our path. Saying that, let me tell you about my today's guest. My today's guest is a young Marwadi girl. Let's have a conversation with her on idea implementation and success.
My guest today is Palomi Jain. She is the co-founder of MND, that is MyNextDeveloper. At a very early age, she's crossed many milestones. She's inspired, she's focused, she's motivated, and she is an achiever. So let's speak to her and get to know her a little more. Hi Palomi, I hope you're comfortable today and thank you so much for being a part of Jumpstart Season 1 Bombay. Hi Rashika, thanks for having me. I'm excited and I'm super elated to be here and have a chat with you. So Palomi, today's episode is called Idea Implementation and Success. So the first time I remember when I met you at a networking event at DevX, you had told us about your story of how your co-founder and you started MyNextDeveloper. Right. And you said that you found this gap where the companies were not able to find the right developers or the right developers were not able to find the right company. And you had an idea which you implemented and now you're implementing a lot of things to making sure that it is successful. Right. So then I thought, what best than naming this session Idea Implementation and Success. Absolutely. Great. So Palomi, let's dive deeper into your story. Okay. Before that, I have a cup of coffee that can add fun to our conversation. Much needed, right? Let me just check if our setups are properly ready for us. Absolutely. Is the mic ready to record us well? Great, thank you so much. So Palomi, let's jump to our questions. Sure. So very first thing what we are all excited to know probably is, tell us a little about MND, about MyNextDeveloper. How did you come up with this concept? So maybe cliche, maybe not. This happened during COVID. Okay. Like all the ideas have come off latest all during COVID, right? When people are sitting at home, ideating, thinking about life in general. Yeah. So my partner came up with this idea where he himself is a developer for over 10 years actually. Wow. And he tells me one day that he's just been sitting at home and been working with companies internationally and realized how the market is great for developers internationally. Absolutely very, very good. But there's a little bit of an issue sometimes where, you know, the whole trust aspect, the whole reliability, the fact that we're in India, they're in the US and other countries, that aspect would be a hitch sometimes. But, I mean, nevertheless, let's not forget, the income you get from there is far better than what developers are making over here. Absolutely. Like, let's be very honest about that. True that. So we realized one day that, I mean, the market looks great. Why don't we step in and try it out? We want a company then, we want even a name. We were just two people, hungry and hunting. Right. So my partner himself, being a developer, took in some projects, went ahead, completed those projects himself and realized that they love the work we do. The reach is slightly poor. So he said, oh wow, I love the work that you all are doing over here. Let's get more. We slowly got more clients in an individual name. Alright. Not as a company obviously, as an individual. We realized, wow, there's a gap here. Let's bridge the gap between trust and a developer. Got it. So what MND or MyNextDeveloper aims to do is to bridge that gap between a developer and a company, which is trust, reliability, flexibility, all of that.
So that's what we mainly aim to do here.
That's wonderful. And I think when you're starting off with a company, it's very important that you get into the process, you
Sure.
see how it works, and then you make an entire company and you have employees around it, right?
Absolutely.
Because I've met so many developers right now who say that, we do get projects, but it's not as per their want, it's not as per their demand. Maybe they're spending a lot of time towards it, they're dedicating too much work, but they're not getting what they are supposed to get in return of it, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Palomi, tell me something. Just come up with a logo of the company, right?
Yeah.
What is the story behind it? And tell me about your logo.
So if you look at our logo very closely, it clearly has an M, an N and a D.
Right.
At the same time, it has two curly brackets which actually
Yes.
denotes how coding is done.
Oh.
So it's M and D, and it's with the two curly brackets that actually stands for MyNextDeveloper, which is into a coding bracket.
Wow, that's I did see the M and D, but I did not realize the curly bracket.
It took us a lot of time and effort ideating, but I think at the end of the day, when you have some kind of relevance and a story with the logo, you relate better to it.
Yes.
It's very important that you like the brand name, especially and the logo.
Another best thing I'll tell you, Palomi, that I liked about the logo is the simplicity that it is.
Right.
It's just an object. When you see it anywhere, I think you'll be able to just know that it is a logo of M&D.
That's what coders are, right? They're very simple
Absolutely.
people. It's an agency of engineers. They're very simple people. So that's what we have to denote. And I'm glad you got that yourself without me having to tell you.
So Palomi, tell me something. At a very early age, you've achieved so much in life, right? I just want to ask you, while every one of us are so proud, what is happening in your mind? I know that so many hasty decisions you have to take, so many smart moves you have to take, so many things you have to deal with. So give me an idea of what is happening inside Palomi's head.
Firstly, thank you. It means a lot, of course. Every time someone compliments you for doing something you're doing correct and right, it means a lot to me. It looks very nice on the outside. I assure you it's not. My mind has a lot of little live wires that are like untouched. But I'm happy. Firstly, in the morning when I wake up every day, I feel content. It's not compulsory that I'm getting the number of clients I want monthly, or I'm taking things off the list. But I'm just happy that I'm taking a step forward every day. I'm motivated enough. Honestly speaking, every day when I wake up, I'm very motivated that okay, I've done something right. I'm doing something right. And me and my partner and my entire team, we're very like-minded people.
Right.
So even my partner, we have, and I think it's very important too, we have, say, every 2 weeks or every month, a conversation.
Okay.
Just to understand what we're doing. Are we doing it right, or are our aims and motives the right in the same place?
Right.
It's very important to keep having conversations about that, just to remind you that are you on the right track also or not.
Absolutely.
So for me, that's the agenda. And like when everyone around me tells me that they're happy, and I mean, let's be honest, if people compliment you, you're motivated at the end of the day, right? You're doing something right.
Absolutely. And I think it's one of the attributes that entrepreneurs have, that there's so much going on in their mind.
Yes.
But they tend to keep that calmness, that composed mind in front of everybody. I can only imagine the volcanoes that are bursting, those cyclones that are coming inside your mind. But when you speak to somebody, it's just very calm, peaceful. It's like this person is the most peaceful person.
Yeah, and there's nothing happening. Like my business is doing perfectly.
Exactly.
I'm making all the money I need to. That's not happening. But I think that's what's needed, because if you're not calm, that storm that's going to rise, you're not going to be able to make wise decisions or even right decisions.
True.
You just have to be very calm. I think being calm should be key for every entrepreneur, I think.
I think that is absolutely true.
Right.
And another important point that you pointed out was you said that it's important to have conversations to know whether you're on the right path or not. I think many a times what happens when we start doing something, we know what we want to do, but in the process we forget to look back and see, are we still in that path or have we deviated from it?
Absolutely. It's very important to reiterate. Go back, make your mistakes, it's perfectly cool, but go back and understand the mistakes that you've made, so you don't make it again firstly, and if you do make it again, how can you make sure that you stop making it repeatedly?
Correct.
So I think that's fine. And now if an entrepreneur is not making a mistake, he's definitely doing something wrong. No? He's definitely doing something wrong.
And I think also this process is something where you keep learning on an everyday basis.
Every day. In fact, not only from people who are more experienced than I am, but even from employees who are probably only a year experienced. I'm learning from everyone every day.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Palomi, tell me something. Now, you've started this organization, you know what you have to, the gap that you're bridging, and you're fighting every day for success.
Yes.
But would be that one challenge that you would say that as an organization that you're facing?
So, like I was mentioning, the whole reliability, trust aspect, this was a very big issue when we started off, and won't deny it still is an issue, which is why we think that this is the ideal model for us to move forward. When companies are working with us, so firstly, just to make it clear, we're a remote organization.
Right.
We work only remotely, and we have contractual work. We don't have a system wherein we place a developer as a full-time employee in a company just like that. We're not a typical HR agency. So what the issue here that comes about many times is, there's time difference.
Yes.
They're not working face to face with you. There's a lot of trust, reliability. They think, acha, contractor. So a contractor might be available only 2 hours today. Then if an issue comes up at 8 p.m., how will I make sure my issue is resolved? Our motto is to make sure 24/7 we're available. Even if you call me at 1 a.m. India time, I will make sure I pick up your phone and answer your question because I am answerable to you. So this is actually how we are planning out our entire thing.
Wow.
So this is a challenge. It definitely is not easy to get a developer in India who's saying, okay, 2 a.m. you call me and pick up your phone. No. But that's exactly how our family currently is.
Wow.
So we hire developers that are willing to work that extra mile for their experience as well as ours, of course, as well as the clients, because we all three need to win, right, at the end of the day. So that is a challenge, but I feel like we're working well towards that challenge currently, at least.
As a founder, you're giving your 200% because it's your brand, right?
Right.
And you will be doing that. But what are you doing to ensure that the developers are also giving in this much time or effort towards it?
So we have team meets.
Okay.
We make sure that at least once in a day we have something called a stand-up.
Okay.
We have stand-ups for even 15 minutes with our developers to understand what they're doing, what path they're on, their feedback, everything. So we make sure at least we have team meets, we even have team games, we go on vacations.
Okay.
So we keep that family close. It's very important to also understand where they're coming from.
Right.
Sometimes I'm not doing the work, they're doing the work. I need to know their feedback.
Yes.
So we do that. We take feedback from every developer,
Okay.
and we kind of understand how they're working with the client, how the client is. That helps
So
us.
it's not, so what you're doing is it's not just like one-way process, you're also keeping it a two-way process to even understand their mind.
Yeah. In fact, their feedback is better than what we can provide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I've seen right now is that you're not sipping on your coffee, and this will dehydrate you. And
Your conversation is pretty interesting. I can't.
Thank you so much. I think I should say that, but listening to you, I forgot about the coffee.
Wow.
It is refreshing.
Absolutely.
Okay. So from here, I wanted to ask you another question. So what is your challenges about getting your name out in the public? Like what I understand right now is that you're trying to go more global, right?
Yeah.
So what are the challenges that you face when you're trying to go global?
So when you go global, let's not forget the legal aspect is a bit of a problem.
Okay.
Since the whole trust avenue comes in place, the whole legal aspect is a bit of an issue. They have a lot of like, acha, but we need to sort the paperwork first, we do this first and all. Fair enough, we understand that, we have the same problem. Getting clients from there is a bit of a problem because there are only a few ways to reach out. I can't fly down there every time, right?
Yes.
It's not economical firstly, and of course it's very time consuming. So getting a client from the US is a bit of an issue, unless obviously we took the whole aspect of getting a personal connect first. If I, for example, have a friend in San Francisco, they hopefully share in a word about how I do what I do.
Right.
And via a personal contact is how we can make our first client. And the first client will say something good about us, and then we get the second, then the third, then the fourth. But initially, it's not that easy to crack your first client because it's easier in India because Indians trust Indians. Let's be fair. And plus, I can reach places faster.
Exactly. I wanted to understand what is the biggest challenges that these companies usually face when they're trying to hire the right developer.
So, when they're trying to hire somebody in India, time zone, language. Language is a very big barrier.
Oh yes.
A very big barrier. In fact, because like we know it, in India, most people prefer to speak their mother tongue, or Hindi comes a lot more before English, right?
Yes.
However, that doesn't work there. With their English is so important. We bridge that gap as well. Every developer can speak pretty fluent English.
Okay.
If not, and he's still capable of working with us, we will definitely hire him. But we keep a member with him who can communicate between the two.
Okay.
So that's another barrier. So I would say language is number one.
Yes.
Skill sets can be matched in any place. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And other than that, if I have to put like one more barrier into place, would be the whole contractual or freelancing aspect of it. They prefer to hire contractual people in their own country, wherein we promote hiring Indians, because I think it's a study has proven that developers in India are very efficient and they're far more hardworking, which is why now the QS and abroad markets are very open to hiring from India. And I mean, the developers we have here are brilliant.
I think India is one of the top nations for getting its developers work outsourced, right?
Absolutely.
So
we have a massive pool of them, in fact, and the only thing that makes them going is the kind of pay they receive from there at the end of the month. They are so driven. They are so driven.
Very true. That is so true. So these companies, when you're trying to operate from India globally, you face certain challenges because traveling is not possible, meeting them is not possible. Similarly, when these companies from outside are trying to hire people from India, for them identifying the right developer or knowing whether this developer is the right fit could be also very tricky, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where MND, MyNextDeveloper, plays a very big role.
Right.
So when these companies want to contact you, how can they get in touch with you?
So interestingly, we don't do the cliche way.
Okay.
So I won't go to a company and ask them their requirement and go to developer. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll find a very good pool of developers. I'll see his skill set. I'll see what his pay is, like what he wants to be paid, you know. Every developer has desires. They obviously want a certain amount of money that's going to drive them.
Yes.
So I look at that, I write that on a piece of paper, and then I'll find them the right client.
Okay.
So we make sure that the developer we have is the right fit for the right client. We don't just take the client and then hunt for the developers.
Okay, so this is the other way around that you're going.
We make sure both of them are happy, right? Because if he's happy, he's content with what I'm going to be paying him. And we don't have a specific bar, you know, that, okay, you're not salaried, you're not a typical salaried employee. If you're working with a certain client and that client has a certain budget and this developer here wants to work in a certain budget, then I match them together.
Got it.
So it's literally like a perfect match.
So I think you should be called as the Shadi.com for the developers.
Sure, because his entire bio data is with me and so is that entire bio data, and I just have to match the right two people together.
So I see that there's a lot of benefit for the developers, not just for the companies, because they're getting the right fit, but even developers are getting so much in benefit.
Yeah.
So if these developers want to get in touch with you, how do you expect them to get in touch with you?
So I think the best way to reach me and my team would be preferably by my email ID, which is palomi@mynextdeveloper.com, or they can reach out via my website. We have a form, they can fill that form and I will gladly reach out to them.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And in how many days do you get in touch after somebody fills up the form? How much time does it take for you to get touch
48 hours at the maximum.
Okay. So all right. Okay. So are there anything specific when you look out for a developer?
Every developer that is hungry.
Okay.
Every developer that honestly has a good enough work experience, if not internationally, at least has worked in some kind of company with a team, because since we work internationally, let's not forget that's equally important, that they can work with the culture abroad.
Got it.
That's very important for us at least.
Got it. So you've absolutely told us that success has no age bar, right? And saying that, what would you tell all these bright minds out there in the world today?
I think firstly, everyone says it, but I believe it. Follow your dreams. I always tell everyone age is just a number, and I feel it's very important, because if you're motivated and if you really want to do something, how does it matter how old you are?
Correct.
You will make sure you do it. So don't give up. And I'm saying that now, I wanted to at some point of time.
Okay.
It took me very long to crack my first client. Till then I thought that what am I doing? I can just do a job where I'm paid money every month. I'm so excited about. Every young person is motivated, right?
Yeah.
And there was a moment where I actually was like, am I even doing the right thing? Why am I leaving a job where most of my friends are getting paid so much more than I am? Why am I doing this effort? But then that's where your team is so important. More than your friends and your family, of course, they support you. But you know, when you have the right team of like-minded people, you can actually talk to them about everything and realize that we both are doing it for each other, and for honestly, we're doing it even for the developers today.
Yes.
It's not only my dream and my partner's dreams, right? It's literally the dream that we really want to make sure that every developer gets what he deserves at the end of the day.
True.
So I think don't give up, stay motivated, push yourself, push your team members every day. And the days you're feeling down, it's okay to take a break and not do anything. Sit back, write down why you're doing what you're doing, and you will be motivated the next morning.
It's wonderful thing that you said. This entire season, the Jumpstart, we've actually started because so many of our entrepreneurs, so many of our hustlers actually go through these stages and then they stop.
Yeah.
They feel that okay, maybe this is not for me.
Yeah.
And then they don't take their steps ahead.
Yeah, it's very natural, you know. I can relate. If someone tells me they haven't felt that, I'll be like, wow, you haven't felt that yet, which is commendable. But I mean, I'm sure every entrepreneur watching right now will really relate to what I'm saying today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One another important thing that you mentioned was on the days that you feel like, you know, everything is lost, everything is going south, you take a day of rest. I think many of us, what they think is this is unnatural. How can they feel demotivated? And then they try to push themselves twice more and they get exhausted. And that's when there's more chances of them stepping back than moving ahead.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to them? That is it absolutely necessary to like stay back, or why is it necessary to just sit one day and it's okay to like feel that you've not done anything today?
So we have a 5-day work culture for the sole reason that a Saturday and a Sunday is very important.
Yes.
To just sit back. We have a 5-day work culture. Many people are like, oh, you don't work on Saturdays, not even half day. I was like, no. Yes, it's my own company. Sure, I can just brainstorm on a Saturday. But on a Saturday and a Sunday, I think it's very important. If not even a Saturday, chalo, take out that one Sunday. Sit down, go out for a movie, go out for lunch, chill with your friends, do something that is other than work. Otherwise, you're going to be saturated. Like, imagine you're filling a glass constantly when it's till the brim.
Absolutely.
Don't saturate yourself.
Absolutely. I think it's just going to wear you off more sooner than you actually will.
Absolutely.
And especially in India, I feel this culture of having 5 days working should be implemented, because I know it's half day Saturday, but your half day Saturday, even if you're investing somewhere, your entire Saturday anyway goes.
Yeah, and your brain can't just stop working the other half, right?
It's 2 o'clock, let's just shut. If it comes from entrepreneurs like you, I think the new upcoming entrepreneurs, new hustlers will also try to put this, or keep this in mind, that there should be 5 days of work.
Yeah.
You cannot exhaust your employees that much.
And I feel like it's very important to meet your team, especially now many companies are remote. At least since my company is remote.
A lot of them.
I make sure that we meet our team. If not physical, we have like a 1-day meet where we play games. Wow. We just play games online.
Palomi, I'm not a developer. Can I be a part of this team?
Please. I think everyone's welcome in this company. Because we play games. If not, we do a workation for 3-4 nights.
Wow.
Or at least we'll make sure to meet up for like a lunch or a dinner for people who can come down. Because it's so important to have that whole personal touch aspect, right? Even for us, I would love to meet my team. I don't like to work with people that I don't even know, It's a very aloof feeling.
True. This human connection is so necessary,
Very necessary.
especially now. Because if you don't know who you're working for, you cannot feel connected. I think you'll just feel like robots. Okay, the computer is asking you something, you're just doing something, and that's done.
And probably the developer also, after a point, will be like, if there's any other job for me, let me go somewhere else. But this company, in fact, wants to burst that whole myth.
Wow.
We're not any other company.
That's so wonderful. And also where you said that, so it's not just your and your co-founder's dream, it's also the developer's dream.
Yeah.
They also have a dream which is connected to yours.
Correct.
And you're trying to fulfill that. And that is absolutely important when you're trying to have such team members in your team, right?
They work single-handedly with the client, in fact. We don't even make them work under us.
Okay.
They work as an individual. So they themselves are entrepreneurs, right? Technically, at the end of the day.
Yes. So if you're giving them ownership and if you're making them feel like that, why will they not give
They
up?
make their mistakes and that's fine. We take onus of it.
Yes.
Absolutely. We don't blame them for it. But I think every developer that works with us, they're very interested to work by themselves, for themselves. So that's another thing for any developer that wants to work with us. If their dream is to work with a client directly, that dream is fulfilled here.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
it is so nice, right? It gives them the feeling of accomplishment.
Absolutely.
So my next question to you is, what is the biggest challenge that a company faces while hiring a developer?
Quality. Quality of developers is very, very, very important. That's actually one of the biggest challenges, like you were asking me. So what happens is, we have a certain number of rounds that we make sure a developer does follow. So however fun we are, we do have stringent process because it's very important to give the right quality of developers to the right clients, right? So we have like a first round wherein there's a proper coding round between one of my co-founders, who's a technical co-founder,
Right.
with the developer. Then the second round would be more of a chat and a vibe check.
Okay.
So the first round, once he clears the whole coding aspect, we're happy with him. But you know, vibe check is very important.
a vibe check.
Vibe check.
Okay.
So for that, it's like, if you're like-minded, can we work together? Can I have a conversation with you? Or will you like just be snappy at a client tomorrow who comes and says, this is not good, this needs to be changed? We need someone to have, that's why that vibe check for us is key.
Absolutely.
So after these two rounds is when we hire the right kind of developer. So we have a trained, vetted process.
Okay, so the first thing that you check is the quality, and
Yes.
the second thing that you check is the vibe.
Yes.
Okay,
Quality of coding, of course.
quality of coding.
Yes.
It's amazing to know. My next question, however, to you, Palomi, is, can you give us an idea of what these developers are looking for when they get appointed by a company?
So I think every developer who wants to work internationally, globally, would be someone ideal to join a company like MyNextDeveloper or anyone that does something like what we do, or competitive pay. If
Okay.
someone's a little more hungry for that a little extra money, they can come to us. And of course, if someone who wants to work as an individual with a team that's willing to support you, but make sure you stand on your own 2 feet, they can come to us.
That's absolutely important, right?
Yeah, very. Please take ownership of what you do.
That is true. And I think with ownership, with responsibility comes quality, what you're actually looking for
Yeah,
in
yeah.
developers. Great. I think that brings us to the end of the first part of the session. However, I have the second part designed for you, which
Okay.
is the rapid fire round.
Getting on the edge right now. Okay.
Okay. So, Palomi, are you ready for this?
I am, I think.
Okay, before we start, can I have the MI Bluetooth speaker give the start music? Alright, Palomi, my first question to you is, what would you choose to be? A rational person or an empathetic person?
I am an empathetic person. I'll definitely choose that. I'm not very rational.
Okay,
Can't be. Why should you be?
absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so what do you encounter the most? Early morning breakfasts or late night junkies?
Late night junkies guilty. What is breakfast for me?
Okay, so who's your favorite member in the family?
They'd be watching. Do you want me to get shouted at? But I think that's a tough one for me to answer because my family is very motivating.
Right.
They're very motivating. If I pick one, I'm absolutely wrong because they're very motivating as a team. So I can't pick anyone here. Where
Okay,
a family
let's take the entire
I'll take the
family.
entire lot because everyone motivates me separately on days that I
Yeah.
need them the most.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I'll take all of them here. I'm playing
Okay.
safe.
All right. So, who is the one person that you interact with the most in office?
The co-founder.
The co-founder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and I are on very good terms. We're like friends more than colleagues.
Okay.
So we talk a lot on a daily basis actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your next question is, who is that one person who asks you a lot of questions?
Currently that's you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But actually my developers ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
They have a lot of questions, which means they're very interested.
Yes.
So I would say the developers ask them more than the clients. The developers have
I
questions.
was actually thinking that you would say clients. I
No.
did not expect my name
The
there.
developers have so many questions. They have more than the clients.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really nice. Okay, so next question. When you feel clueless in life, what do you do?
I go for a walk.
Okay.
I prefer to just take my headphones, listen to some music, go for a walk and talk to nobody about it because I don't like too many minds telling me what to do. I like to make my own decision myself because sometimes when people are telling you what to do, you're not probably doing what you should be doing.
Correct.
You're doing what they probably would be doing.
Correct.
So I like to listen to some music, go for a walk, maybe even catch up with friends about something else other than work, and I feel fine again.
And then you revive back.
And then I revive back.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Coming to that, I have the last question for the rapid fire round. What are the top 3 qualities that Palomi thinks that an entrepreneur should have?
Hunger,
Hunger, okay.
greed,
Greed.
in a nice way.
Yes.
Be greedy.
In a balanced way.
In a very balanced way, but don't take the word greed negatively. It can also be
Correct.
taken in a very positive manner. So hunger and greed, and the third one would be stay driven.
Driven.
Stay motivated. Stay driven. You'll reach your goal. I'm pretty sure you will.
Absolutely. I think passion has a lot of energy in it and it can make you do anything.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Palomi, for answering all my questions. I think you did wonderful in the rapid fire.
Thank
And
you.
I had so much fun listening to your answers.
Thank you for having me. And I really hope people watching really are motivated if they're entrepreneurs and if they're developers. I hope they find a place where they can probably go and get their dreams to come true. And thanks for having me. I had a great time, and thanks to this coffee that was much needed in this afternoon today, right?
And Palomi, on behalf of everybody who's watching also, and on behalf of my team and me, I really wish you all the best with M&D, My Next Developer. And I really hope everything that you've planned for the brand, it comes true and you're successful in doing everything that you're doing. The pace that you're going in today, you go twice more of what you're doing today.
Thanks. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Means a lot to us.
You can follow Palomi Jain on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much जनता for listening to our conversation. I hope हमारे इस conversation से आप सबको कुछ जानने मिला. मैं बस ये चाहती हूँ कि हमारे इस हसल की जर्नी पे हम एक दूसरे का साथ बनाए रखें और एक दूसरे का पैशन और एनर्जी किक स्टार्ट करें. The road to success is not easy. It never has been. What you're going through, trust me, many of us are in it. Just different paths. So don't give up. Anytime you feel like giving up, look into yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, you're not going to give up. Not today at least. On that note, we'll be back soon with another entrepreneur and another inspiring story. Till then, love your journey and smile. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share my video. My name is Rashika from India. Namaste.
Wait, are you leaving already? Check out the next episode's trailer right here.